What up? Got the car on new injectors and the twin scroll hot side, and it's back where she belongs, back on jack stands. I'm just getting the parts Cerakoted. I have them already, but they have to air cure for a couple of days. So I'm ready to put them on, but I have to wait for them to cure. But I finally got them. So before I can really give this thing a bath, man, there's this hole right here. I've been looking for a uncut hood grill, and good buddy Douglas over at Auto Check in Pensacola had an extra one and said, hey, here you go. So thank you, Douglas. I'm gonna put that guy on real fast and see how this thing looks now. Everything's all worn out and sun faded. This thing looks nice and new. I just need to find some matching nuts and put it on. It's gonna look real good when it's on. Much better, much cleaner, much better. So my big thing that I can do today is done. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. So now I gotta wait till tomorrow morning to install parts. And then when they're nice and hot, I'm gonna do a hot torque on the exhaust pieces because they just keep loosening. They keep getting loose. So I'm gonna do a hot torque on them. Those wheels over there are from Douglas. Thank you, Douglas. Those are gonna be used when I throw on the big brake kit, which I teased in the previous video. So I'll be doing that hopefully next video. Also, shout out to Victor. He's gonna be buying these guys off me. I hope they go to a wonderful home. I love those things. I hope you do as well, Victor. Again, thanks, man. I think that's literally about it. I changed the oil in the RAV4, and that ended up being a huge ordeal with kitty litter way out there. So I got a bunch of kitty litter out there, and I'm kind of just waiting. I'll just see you guys tomorrow when I install some parts very early in the morning. It's 5 days of air curing and then install, but then once I install, I have to do 5 heat cycles. So all day tomorrow, I'll just be getting the car to operating temp, letting it come down, get those 5 heat cycles done, because then I should be able to go tuning and not have any issues with the Cerakote. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Downpipe and O2 housing. Went with the same color, glacial black. Should be able to install them now. It's got some plugs because I don't use a front O2 sensor, I just use the rear O2 for a wideband. And let's throw on some pieces. Man, I forgot how much a pain in the ass those 5 little nuts and studs are. These things suck. Man, thunderstorms, rain, it's all day. I'm ready for this thing to do its first start. You can kind of see my oil accident now. Let's install those last little pieces, install the O2 sensor, see if we can get this thing started proper. I'm gonna push it out a little bit. Cerakote's gonna smoke, so I just don't want the garage being too smoky, but you can also only go back so far for the oil. So I might move it back a little bit more, but let's get a first start up. I've got a couple of leaks, I can hear them. I'm not really too worried about fixing the leaks right now. So I just want to go through the heat cycles. And then once I'm done through the heat cycles, then I can start chasing those leaks. Just want to get these Cerakoted items cycled. Sounds like she's ready to rip. All right, first heat cycle. Just gotta lift this thing up real quick and get under there and see what I can torque and what I can touch without burning myself. Whew. Got them nice and hot torqued in order to avoid getting, well, burnt. Some gloves, heavy jacket, and I'm sweating up a storm because it's also humid. the beginning of the humid season here in Florida, it seems, which is a bummer because I did not miss it. Definitely not driving today. Just got done with the third cycle. I was hoping to be able to possibly drive it, but it's also, how was it? We also lost an hour today, so we went forward. Still waiting for that thing to cool down. Do the fourth cycle and then fifth cycle probably before bed, and then drive tomorrow. Do a couple of little things and then pull the plugs and get ready for tuning. See if I have any more exhaust leaks. Just get ready, man. I really like the fact that it's Cerakoted. It's definitely cooler. Definitely cooler. And for those that are wondering, okay, that's floor 76, oil pans 120. Cerakotes 110-ish, 111, 122, 111. Okay, done our 5 heat cycles. Car's jacked up. I keep hearing an exhaust leak underneath, and I think it's where the downpipe meets up with the rest of the exhaust. So I'm going to pull that V-band off and see if I can see where that leak is, because I can definitely hear it. Car's cooled down. I'll do an exhaust leak test with the vacuum. So I already did a boost leak before I drove. There weren't any leaks. I might go the distance and just do another one just to be safe. Let's check out that leak. After some much needed food, no more exhaust leaks. This guy is definitely worth his weight. I specifically just use that thing as a push. There's a blower instead of a vacuum. I just throw it in the back and run it. And I can see if the exhaust has any leaks. Now that it doesn't, that's awesome. I can put it on the ground. But I'm probably gonna need to do a boost leak check before we go and do that. I really don't want to, but we're here. It's already been driven. Why not? Just a quick check, but nothing's leaking. I don't see any bubbles or bubbling areas, I should say. Went through all my connections, the wastegate lines, intercooler pipes, everything on the intake manifold, all that stuff. I'm very happy to say this is, as far as a boost and exhaust leak, I don't have any leaks. Depressurize the system and drop her down. One more surprise that I'm hoping will help spool. I'm gonna go grab that real fast. Got a turbo blanket from PTP. I'm hoping I know what I'm doing as far as how it goes on. And yeah, let's see if I can put it on that guy over there. That thing's on. I opted for the springs just for ease of installation. It turns out it really wasn't that much easier than safety wiring it. But it's on. I'm hoping this helps with spool and heat protection. I'm tired. I'm done for the night. I'm gonna have to pick up some spark plugs in the morning, give some new spark plugs for the tune session. See you guys tomorrow. And now we're gonna swap out plugs. Spark plugs have already been gapped to 0.020. I just got to pull these old ones. So now, unfortunately, I'm waiting now. Everything's ready to go. Boost leak checked. I don't have any fuel leaks. I have good fuel pressure. No exhaust leaks. New plugs. A good battery. I'm ready to go. So now I'm just waiting on the tuner. We'll figure out a schedule and we'll go tuning. Been a couple of days. GoPro died at night. I've been doing just a couple little things here and there. Post tune, getting ready for the big brake kit. But before I do that, really wanted to go over how the car drives. Drives super smooth. I'm enjoying it way more than with the single scroll. It lights up, man. It just lights up and it's ready to scoot. And I think for a street driven turbo with the ability to be useful in multiple types of driving style, like E85, this thing could be an absolute monster in the straights. It could be a pretty decent car, you know, on turns. I think it's going to be a pretty solid time. It comes on quick, but so far I'm really happy with it, and I figured why not go for a drive now that we're not tuning. So let's go for a drive. it. I like that quite a bit. Also just bringing the laptop so I can do a third gear pull, kind of do a dyno comparison of the two setups from the single to the twin. They're tuned by the same tuner. The only difference is I went from 2150s down to 1650s. I think the 1650s were the better choice for this setup. 2150s, I mean, they're a pretty big injector. 2150s were a pretty big injector. I know it was overkill for the setup, and you know I would max out turbo before I'd max out injectors, especially with the double pumper setup, which right now on pump gas I don't need to use. I don't need to use the second fuel pump. But it is nice to have in case that fuel pump does go out. I can just switch the two wires in the ECU because I know how to do it quickly, and hey, I'm back on the road. So this guy, oh dude, feels great, man. Don't have as much top end. I don't have as much like peak horsepower, but I'll gladly sacrifice that horsepower lost for almost 1,000 RPMs worth of spool, without question. I'm at 2,000 RPMs and it's just singing. Not even trying to do anything with it, it's just absolutely singing. Not even trying to mess around and find out. I do have neighbors. Man, that's not gonna get old. Twin scroll is life. Man. This is why I hate living in this small town. This is one of the big things I do not like about living in this small town. People just come and dump their dogs here. Or they just let them roam freely, which, if you let your dog roam, that's fine, but let them roam in your yard. The moment they get out of your yard, you're an irresponsible dog owner. Luckily, a neighbor of the supposed dog owner came in, was able to pick him up. Husband, wife, couple of kids. Hopefully the dog will be going back to its owner. If not, they're going to be calling Paws in the morning, and Paws will come pick them up. Whew. Well, car drive's awesome. Very pleased with it. I'm happy with this power setup right now. I'm happy with this power setup right now. It opens up. It's ready to go. For what I'm wanting out of the car, this is perfect for me. I think that's where I'm going to leave the video. I mean, tuning went great. The comparisons of the two is something I'll get into in a later video. Dreamer Do, it's up to you. Until next time.